34. And Jehovah saith unto Moses, Hew for thyself 2 tables of stone like the first, and I have written on the tables the words which were on the first tables, which thou hast broken. And be prepared at morning, and thou hast come up in the morning unto Mount Sinai, and hast stood before me there on the top of the mount. And no man cometh up with thee, and also no man is seen in all the mount. Also the flock and the herd do not feed over against that mount. And he heweth 2 tables of stone like the first. And Moses riseth early in the morning, and goeth up unto Mount Sinai, as Jehovah commanded him. And he taketh in his hand 2 tables of stone. And Jehovah cometh down in a cloud, and stationeth himself with him there, and calleth in the name of Jehovah. And Jehovah passeth over before his face, and calleth, Jehovah, Jehovah God, merciful and gracious, slow to anger and abundant in kindness and truth, keeping kindness for thousands, taking away iniquity and transgression and sin, and not entirely acquitting, charging iniquity of fathers on children and on children's children, on a 3rd generation and on a 4th. And Moses hasteth and boweth to the earth, and doth obeisance, and saith, If, I pray thee, I have found grace in thine eyes, O my Lord, let my Lord, I pray thee, go in our midst, for it is a stiff-necked people, and thou hast forgiven our iniquity and our sin, and hast inherited us. And he saith, Lo, I am making a covenant before all thy people. I do wonders, which have not been done in all the earth or in any nation, and all the people in whose midst thou art have seen the work of Jehovah, for it is fearful that which I am doing with thee. Observe for thyself that which I am commanding thee today. Lo, I am casting out from before thee the Amorite, and the Canaanite, and the Hittite, and the Perizzite, and the Hivite, and the Jebusite. Take heed to thyself, lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitant of the land into which thou art going, lest it become a snare in thy midst. For their altars ye break down, and their standing pillars ye shiver, and its shrines ye cut down. For ye do not bow yourselves to another God. For Jehovah, whose name is zealous, is a zealous God. Lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitant of the land, and they have gone a-whoring after their gods, and have sacrificed to their gods, and one hath called to thee, and thou hast eaten of his sacrifice. And thou hast taken of their daughters to thy sons, and their daughters have gone a-whoring after their gods, and have caused thy sons to go a-whoring after their gods. A molten god thou dost not make to thyself. The feast of unleavened things thou dost keep. 7 days thou dost eat unleavened things, as I have commanded thee, at an appointed time, the month of Abib. For in the month of Abib thou didst come out from Egypt. All opening a womb are mine, and every firstling of thy cattle born, a male, ox or sheep. And the firstling of an ass thou dost ransom with a lamb. And if thou dost not ransom, then thou hast beheaded it. Every firstborn of thy sons thou dost ransom, and they do not appear before me empty. 6 days thou dost work, and on the 7th day thou dost rest. In plowing time and in harvest thou dost rest. And a feast of weeks thou dost observe for thyself, first fruits of wheat harvest, and the feast of ingathering at the revolution of the year. 3 times in a year do all thy males appear before the Lord Jehovah, God of Israel. For I dispossess nations from before thee, and have enlarged thy border, and no man doth desire thy land in thy going up to appear before Jehovah thy God 3 times in a year. Thou dost not slaughter with a fermented thing the blood of my sacrifice, and the sacrifice of the feast of the Passover doth not remain till morning. The first of the firstfruits of the land thou dost bring into the house of Jehovah thy God. Thou dost not boil a kid in its mother's milk. And Jehovah saith unto Moses, Write for thyself these words, for, according to the tenor of these words, I have made with thee a covenant, and with Israel. And he is there with Jehovah 40 days and 40 nights. Bread he hath not eaten, and water he hath not drunk. And he writeth on the tables the matters of the covenant, the 10 matters. And it cometh to pass, when Moses is coming down from Mount Sinai, and the 2 tables of the testimony are in the hand of Moses, in his coming down from the mount, that Moses hath not known that the skin of his face hath shone in his speaking with him. And Aaron seeth, all the sons of Israel also, Moses, and lo, the skin of his face hath shone, and they are afraid of coming nigh unto him. And Moses calleth unto them, and Aaron and all the princes in the company return unto him, and Moses speaketh unto them. And afterwards have all the sons of Israel come nigh, and he chargeth them with all that Jehovah hath spoken with him in Mount Sinai. And Moses finisheth speaking with them, and putteth on his face a veil. And in the going in of Moses before Jehovah to speak with him, he turneth aside the veil until his coming out. And he hath come out and hath spoken unto the sons of Israel that which he has commanded. And the sons of Israel have seen the face of Moses, that the skin of the face of Moses hath shone. And Moses hath put back the veil on his face, until his going in to speak with him.